Welcome back. Let's go on with household bills and let's look at a payslip. So what is a payslip? This is a legal document that outlines your monthly earnings and deductions. The earnings may consist of the following: your basic salary, overtime hours, commission, and other benefits like travel allowance, housing allowance, or even a telephone allowance. The deductions can be any legal approved deduction that you have given permission for. Otherwise, they're not allowed to deduct it. The mandatory deductions are UIF and payee, or your income tax. Remember, that is the two deductions that must be there every month. Other deductions may include medical aid contributions, pension fund, repayment of loans that you've taken out, or even union fees. And then the layouts of salary slips differ from one business to another, but all must have the same information. Now let's look at the information on a salary advice slip. So first, it will tell you who is your employer. In this case, it's Zazi Trailers and Trucks. Then the employee is Mr. Z Motamai, and he lives in Nigel, and he's a warehouse manager. Then the date he started at the company, he started on the 1st of January 2013. That's the day he started working for the company. The pay date is the date that he receives his salary. His earnings, it shows all the income. And then the gross salary, remember gross salary is before deductions. And then the deductions is everything that is deducted. Remember, SARS and UIF is mandatory. And then the net income. Now the net income is your income after deductions. That is the money that you will be able to take home with you. Let's look at an example. Study the salary slip of Mrs. Kubeka and answer the following questions. So, Mrs. Kubeka lives at Cozy Corner. There is a contact number for Cozy Corner. You can see Mrs. Kubeka's born in 1978, that is shown, and she is a receptionist. And then they give you the earnings and also the deductions. Let's look at the questions. Calculate the missing value A. Now A is UIF. Now remember, UIF is 1% of your salary, your basic salary. So it's going to be 1% of the 23,000 Rand. And then her basic UIF is 230 Rand. That is her deduction. Calculate the missing value B. Now B is the total deductions. That is where you'll start by 5,831 Rand plus the UIF 230 plus the medical aid 3578 plus the pension fund 2456 plus union fees 132 Rand, and that gives us the missing value B as 12,227 Rand. Calculate the missing value C. Now C is your net income. Your net income is after deductions. So it's going to be my gross minus my deductions. So it's going to be the 25,500 minus what we calculated, 12,227. So her take-home money, her net income, is 13,273 Rand. That is a payslip. Now, if we go over and look at the banking documents, for today it's only going to be the bank statement. What is a bank statement? A bank statement is a statement showing you all the transactions on your monthly account. But that is not the only banking document that we can discuss. Let's look at other banking documents. So banking documents can include bank statements, I just spoke about it, loan account statements, bank cost price structures, and also a change of interest rate letter. But more of that later on. Today we're looking at the bank statement. Bank statements show the following for each transaction: the date of the transaction, a description of the transaction, showing the type where the money came in or went out, the amount of the transaction indicating whether it's a debit or a credit, and then there's a column for the balance after each transaction. So it gives you a running total of your bank account. Let's look at the details. First, it shows you the account type, the branch info and the bank info, the name of the bank. Then it shows you the statement period, the account number, the account holder's information, the dates on which transactions was completed. Please remember, it's not all the dates in the month, it's only the dates that there was some transactions. Then the details of the transactions and the balance, the money that came in and out, and a running balance so that you know exactly what is in your bank account. Let's look at an example. What is the opening balance of this account? So we are going to look at the transaction, looking for the description opening balance. There it is. So the opening balance is 12,021 Rand and then 89 cents. It is a positive amount, meaning there's money in the bank. How much money did CJ Venter deposit on the 5th of May? We go and look for the 5th of May. There's a deposit for CJ Venter, and that is 5,000 Rand. What is the difference in payment methods used on the 3rd and on the 8th? So, on the 3rd, it was a purchase, so it's a card payment. They used a bank card. And on the 8th, it's listed as a stop order. Meaning you swiped a card on the 5th, but on the 8th, another company took money from your account because it was a payment for Let's Chat Mobile. And then calculate the interest rate on a credit balance. Now, what was the amount given or paid to them? 30 Rand 64. So it's 30,64 divided by the positive balance, 12,021 Rand 89. And because we are calculating a percentage, we times with 100, and then you'll see it's 0.25% interest. And that brings us at the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay blessed. See you again.